Is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horses sing on it.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
On the Ohio, the boatmen dance, boatmen sing, boatmen up, do everything. When the boatman gets on shore, spends his cash and he works for more. Dance, boatman dance, dance, boatman dance. Oh, dance all night till the broad daylight. Go home with the gals in the morning. How road a boatman go, floating down the river on the Ohio. The boatman is a thrifty man, none can do what the boatman can. I never seen a pretty gal in my life, that she was a boatman's wife. Dance, boatman, dance, dance, boatman, dance. Oh, dance all night till the broad daylight. Go home with the gals in the morning. High road a boatman go, floating down the river on the Ohio. And when you go to the boatman's ball, dance with my wife, don't at all. Sky blue jacket with a top woolly hat, look out of balls for the nine-tailed cat. Dance, boatman, dance, dance, the boatman, dance. Oh, dance all night till the broad daylight. Go home with the gals in the morning. High road a boatman go, floating down the river on the Ohio. And when the boatman blows his horn, look out, oh man, your hog is gone. Catch my sheep, you catch my shoat, put him in the bag and you tote him in the boat. Dance, boatman, dance, dance, the boatman, dance. Oh, dance all night till the broad daylight. Go home with the gals in the morning.
All right. The show is Horses Sing None of It, and our guests tonight are Mr. Lemuel's Red Mill Serenaders.
Yes, thank you.
Which is Wes over here on fiddle, and later jawbone,
Yep.
which I'm really looking forward to. I've never seen anybody play a jawbone before.
Okay.
And Len on banjo and vocals.
My pleasure, thank you.
And also sitting in with us today is Derek Polzer, banjo maker to the stars.
Well, at least to these guys.
Well, we're very. I'm very impressed with his work. I mean, I've had a chance to play some really nice guitars over the past few years, and Derek's is right up there. The craftsmanship is really beautiful, and I can't wait for him to tell you about them. It's going to be great.
So tell us about that first song you did.
The Boatman Dance. Boatman Dance was written by Dan Emmett back in the mid-1800s during the Antebellum period, and precursor to Dixie. So so he came up with Dixie after that one. So yeah, really good song.
Great.
Get your feet stomping.
Definitely does.
What else would you like to share with us?
We would like to play another song for you called "Gwine Over the Mountain." So we'll do that for you right now. Way down in the Kentucky break, a boy he lived, his name was Jake. He picked upon the banjo string and sang the song that he did sing. Rewrote my true love, come along my darling, fare you well my Donna gal, I'm wine over the mountain. Come my love and go with me, I'm going away to Tennessee. A horse and cart shall pull you round, walk uphill and foot it down. Rewrote my true love, come along my darling, fare you well my Donna gal, I'm wine over the mountain. One kind kiss before we part, one more kiss will break my heart. Hitch your horse up to a rail, make 'em fast both head and tail. Rewrote my true love, come along my darling, fare you well my Donna gal, wine over the mountain. Fed my horse in a poplar trough, the old horse clutched the hoop and cough. I licked him with a hickory stick, upon the ground begin to kick. Rewrote my true love, come along my darling, fare you well my Donna gal, I'm wine over the mountain. Hitched him to a hickory limb, the whole could catch a hip in wind. And then I wrote the tenor a letter, I said the horse ain't getting no better. Rewrote my true love, come along my darling, fare you well my Donna gal, I'm wine over the mountain. The old horse died, I dig a hole, I covered him up both body and soul. The tanner come and soon he found the horse was 2 feet under the ground. Rewrote my true love, come along my darling, fare you well my Donna gal, I'm wine over the mountain.
Maybe you could share with us a little bit about how you got interested in this kind of music.
Very interesting story. I'm a classically trained pianist, and Wes and I belong to the 15th New Jersey Company A. It's a Civil War historical group, and we go out and we do parades and things like that. And what had happened was, after a July 4th parade, we all decided to go back to my house, and Wes's wife was sitting at the table, and we were talking back and forth and trying to figure out how I was going to find my niche in the Civil War community. And she had said to me, well, you're a musician, why don't you just play the banjo? And so I did. I went to work, and I had said to somebody who was around there, I said, you know, somebody's got to have a banjo somewhere. Somebody's got to have a banjo underneath their bed somewhere. And walking down the hallway was this guy, and says, yeah, I do. So I had gotten my banjo from him, and that's how I started. And then just you know, went through the entire process of researching it and finding out, you know, who made banjos that were from the period, and it just took off from there. And self-taught, and we're just having a great time with it. It's great.
Did you learn out of one of the period manuals?
I looked through the Briggs instructor, and I looked through Buckley and Converse, And the one thing that I found that I really wanted to be was I didn't want to really be a technical banjo player. I wanted to really have pretty music. So I kind of did what a lot of the musicians did back then, and I learned it by hearing it and interpreting it. So you know, my playing is more you know, done by what I hear, what I know, and by what I research from the composers themselves.
Great. What else would you like to do for us?
We've written a few originals, and I have. And this is a good opportunity to bring Wes's Jawbone out. Jawbone was an instrument that was used highly back in those days as a percussion instrument, and Wes will give you better idea.
It was an instrument that was actually started, they believe, with the African slaves, because these guys didn't have much of anything. Were not really allowed to own anything of any value. So one of the things that they did for their entertainment was to make music. They were credited with actually the beginnings of the banjo. I don't recall the name of the instrument that they brought over, but the banjo is accredited to the slaves coming over, and this was also one of them that was used. It's a mule jawbone, and the teeth are in there loose. They're you can see here. They're continuous growing type of teeth, so as the animal chews, they keep growing, and that's why the roots are so big and large in here. So what they did was somebody figured out that this thing makes a nice rattling noise if you clean it off and leave the teeth in. And you can also use it taking another piece of bone and then just stroke it just like an early washboard type of
Cool.
instrument. So
Well, the song that we're going to play for you is called On the Woodpile.
We should let folks know they can find out more information about you by Googling Red Mill Serenaders.
Yes.
It'll take you right to the website.
Yes, it will. Yes, and we have a whole educational page also that will let everybody know everything about the banjo all the way back from when the slaves brought it over and its development all the way through today. So, so it's a very informative website also.
There's also a very interesting list of places that you've played at.
Oh yeah, we've done some really nice places. We've played at the Union League in Philadelphia for the Lincoln Ball this past February. We've also been down at Gettysburg at the Gaslight Inn. We've played down at the Hadley Museum that's in Delaware, right?
yeah, the DuPont.
The DuPont
Museum. The Red Mill Museum.
The Red Mill Museum in Clinton, New Jersey. And We've done a few things. We played for Nights Out at the Arts for the Merck Foundation for 2 years to benefit elementary schools throughout Hunterdon County here in New Jersey.
And also at plenty of Civil War reenactments.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you can find us right down in Gettysburg because my buddy here has a house down in Gettysburg, right off of Middle Street. So, so you'll find us down in Gettysburg. We'll be sitting on the streets and we'll be playing down there.
Great. What else would you like to do?
There's another song that that I wrote when I was first starting to get into playing. I was looking for things about New Jersey troops. Since I was a member of the 15th New Jersey, wanted to know what there was out there. So when we were in camp or something, we can figure out what we could play. So there was nothing out there for New Jersey troops. So I wrote my own. So here it is. In 76 our fathers, they fought to keep us free. In 61 we're called again, come on and join with me. With old Fakani by our side, we'll fight that rebel crew. Remember we are Jersey men, we are the Jersey Blues. Hurrah, hurrah, we'll fight to keep us free. Hurrah, hurrah, in the land of liberty. Hurrah, hurrah, no matter what they do. Remember we are Jersey men, we are the Jersey Blues. Now mother dear, please do not fret, I'm sure you would agree. 'Tis best to die a fightin', no other way for me. And Father Abe, we're by your side, we're loyal through and through. Remember we're your Jersey men, we are your Jersey Blues. Hurrah, hurrah, we'll fight to keep us free. Hurrah, hurrah, in the land of liberty. Hurrah, hurrah, we're loyal through and through. Remember we are Jersey men, we are the Jersey Blues. I am a Union soldier, I have no need to fear. We're the Army of Potomac, New Jersey volunteers. And off to Washington we'll march, I'll stand and fight with you. Remember we are Jersey men, we are the Jersey Blues. Hurrah, hurrah, we'll fight to keep us free. Hurrah, hurrah, in the land of liberty. Hurrah, hurrah, we're loyal through and through. Remember we are Jersey men, we are the Jersey Blues. Hurrah, hurrah, we'll fight to keep us free. Hurrah, hurrah, in the land of liberty. Hurrah, hurrah, no matter what they do. Remember we are Jersey men, we are the Jersey Blues. Thank you.
Very nice. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Would now be a good juncture to have Derek give his talk about the...
Oh, definitely. I think that I've given you a good idea of how it sounded. Now let's see how they're built.
The floor is yours, Derek.
Oh my. Well, let's see. I first came interested in these banjos a number of years ago. My oldest son, Cal, wanted to join a Civil War reenactment unit. And so we went shopping around for a unit and decided on a Confederate unit, 2nd Texas Cavalry, Company A. And being a banjo player, I started researching Civil War music and discovered this type of banjo. And I wanted to play it. So I looked around and I saw the prices of these things, and I remembered that I was a woodworker, and decided I was going to build one. So I went out in the shop, and after some trial and error, I came up with this instrument. This is the first one I ever built. It is has a 13-inch diameter rim, which is standard for that time, anywhere from 13 to 14 inch. It's a tack head, meaning the calfskin. Vegans beware. The calfskin is stretched over and tacked down with upholstery tacks. So this one I built pretty much from just the seat of my pants. I had pictures, and that was about it. I took the measurements off of, I should say, I took the measurements for the neck off my banjo I normally, would regularly play. Interestingly, the wood for this banjo came from an old futon bed. It's all maple. I say I wouldn't say it's necessarily historically accurate, but I was very pleased with it. I liked the sound. I liked how it played, and it inspired me to keep going. The next, I built a couple others, and then I was asked by a friend of mine from the 1st Confederate Regulars, Sergeant, what's his last name? I forget. Artie Green. He asked me to build one. He doesn't play yet, but he asked me to build one. He was very specific about what he wanted. He wanted something kind of on the short side, smaller head, and easier to carry. So I recently finished this for him. Again. Oops. So I'm pretty pleased with it. And then, at the same time, I built this banjo here for Len. It's a 12-inch rim. It's a tack head. Has the traditional double OG here for the 5th string, and it has the fiddle head headstock. This is probably a bit closer to being a bit more historically accurate, but that's kind of an interesting concept, historically accurate. Most of these banjos that I've discovered were just made by independent artisans, pretty much working the same way I did. There were a couple professional builders. One was William Boucher from Baltimore. He was building in the 1840s. There's been a lot of players, and there's been a lot of controversy. Probably the best known of the minstrel musicians was Joel Sweeney. He really popularized the instrument, and there was a controversy for quite a while as to whether it was said that he added this 5th string, the short little thumb string. It has been disproven since. There's a lot of paintings of early gourd instruments that were played by slaves, and there's the 5th string, the thumb string, is clearly visible. They guess that probably if he added any string at all, it was the bass string, the extra bass string. The original banjos had just 4 strings, 3 of them being the playing strings. Let's see, what else can I tell you about these things? They were very popular on both sides of with the soldiers of the Civil War. Banjo was the mid-19th century version of the guitar. It was the instrument. Everybody played one. The banjo has gone through a bit of an evolution. It started out as a gourd instrument, evolved into what you see here. And during the later part of the 19th century, as its popularity took off, a lot of companies started building banjos. They referred to them as the elevated banjo. They wanted to remove the instrument from its, as they called it, the plantation, from the plantation origins, from slavery, and started really modernizing it. Most of you, I'm sure, are familiar with a banjo like this. You know, it has a tone, you know, a tension hoop, hooks, some inlay, geared tuners, things like that. This is the type of banjo that you would have seen at the end of the 1800s, into the early 1900s. This particular banjo was built somewhere around 1915, believe it or not, in Brooklyn, New York, by the E.L. Bailey Company. Banjo, like I say, was a very, very popular instrument. There were many variations of the banjo: banjo cellos, mandolins, banjorines. There were even banjo orchestras. Eventually, it evolved even further into what most people think of would be the bluegrass banjo with the big resonator on it. Probably the most famous one's the Gibson Master Tone, known to a lot of us as the monster tone because it's so loud. That's pretty much it. I
Do you want to let people know how to get in touch with you?
Yeah. Can I give my my email?
Sure.
Because I don't have a website as of yet.
Email will work.
Pardon?
Your email will work.
Okay. It's they can reach me at pinenotred@yahoo.com. That's pine like the tree, not like you'd put in your shoelace, and red like the color. pinenotred@yahoo.com.
How about some more music, boys?
Go for it, Wes.
What are we playing?
Soldier's Joy. Please do.